What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another gear progression guide. Following the alphabetical order of bosses, we are at the Alchemical Hydra for this week, and we are going to check out our melee and ranged gear progressions for the level 95 Slayer boss. No magic in this one because, well, it has a really high magic level and you'd probably never hit. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the melee gear progression. In the helmet slot, obviously, it's going to be a Slayer helmet imbued, followed by the black mask imbued. You don't really need to have the imbued one here because you're not going to be using ranged or magic if you are using melee, so just a normal Slayer helmet will actually do it for you. But if you have 95 Slayer, you should probably have an imbued helmet. In our torso spot, Inquisitor's Hauberk takes the first spot, followed by the Bandos chestplate. In our third slot is going to be the Fighter torso, which is a good option if you don't want to spend the millions on the Bandos chestplate. Fourth slot is going to be the Obsidian plate body. And last is going to be our Proselyte Hauberk. In our leg slot, the Inquisitor's plate skirt is up first, followed by the Bandos tassets, then the Obsidian plate legs, and the Proselyte plate legs last. Now you might be wondering why the Inquisitor's plate body and skirt are ahead of the Bandos items. Well, the Inquisitor's is actually designed for crush weapons, but because of the Alchemical Hydra's low defense level and the use of a Dragon Hunter lance, the DPS between the two varies very little. It is a very minuscule amount that the DPS changes. What puts the Inquisitors ahead of the Bandos is actually the prayer bonus. You're going to get +2 more prayer bonus with the Inquisitor's plate and skirt over the Bandos chestplate and tasset, so that +2 can increase your trip time just based on the prayer save. Although it's not much up front, it will save you a lot in the long run, and Hydra tasks are very long. In the cape slot, pretty self-explanatory for melee. Infernal Cape is going to be your best in slot option, followed by the Fire Cape, and then the Ardoin Cloak 4 for the stab bonus. Hydra is the weakest to stab, so using a Dragon Hunter Lance or Zamorak Husk or anything else on stab, it will increase your DPS if you have neither of the Infernal or Fire Cape. In the glove slot, Ferocious Gloves, best in slot, followed by the Barrow's Gloves, and if you're using something past Barrow's Gloves, well, you're probably a Pure or a Zerker account or really lazy. Go get your Barrow's Gloves. For our boots slot, you will notice little achievement diary icons there. Our best in slot option is going to be the Primordial boots, followed by the Dragon boots, and both of these you will be required to have the Kebos Elite diaries done, so you don't have to wear a form of protected boots in the Kebos dungeon there where the Hydra is located. If you are wearing boots that are not protected, you don't have those diaries done, you're going to take rapid damage, you're going to die, you're going to lose all your stuff, it's not going to be a good time. In the third spot is going to be the Granite boots, followed by the Devout boots, which also require the Elite diary for Keren de Kebos, and last is going to be the Brimstone boots. Following that, you can use the Boots of Stone if you have none of the aforementioned boots, but Brimstone boots really aren't that expensive, neither are the Granite boots, so you should be able to get one or the other. In our weapon slot, the Alchemical Hydra is considered Dragonkin, so Dragonbane weapons do work here. Best in slot is going to be the Dragon Hunter Lance, followed by the Zamorakian Hasta, and then the Abyssal Dagger. You might also be wondering here, why is there no Grazi Rapier in there? Well, the Lance is cheaper than the Rapier, and the Lance has that Dragonkin bonus where you do a whole bunch of bonus damage over using a Grazi Rapier. So price difference, Grazi Rapier does not deserve to be on this gear progression. As for the shield, Avernic Defender is going to be first, followed by the Dragon Defender, and then a Rune Defender. Once again, if you are a Zerker alt or something of that sort, that's what you'll be using. Following that, and probably need to get something a little better. Amulet slot is going to be the Amulet of Torture, followed by the Amulet of Fury. I would not recommend using anything less than an Amulet of Fury here. For our ring, it's going to be a Berserker's Ring imbued, followed by the Brimstone Ring, and then the Ring of the Gods imbued, and that would be for prayer bonus. That is very expensive, so I would expect just about everybody to have either the Berserker Ring or Brimstone Ring over the Ring of the Gods imbued. In the ammunition slot, Radha's Blessing 4 will be your best blessing, as it does give +2 to prayer. Following that is going to be any other blessing in the game. You just want to have something in there just for a little extra prayer. For our special attack weapon, the Alchemical Hydra's defense level is only level 100, so you are going to want to use a Bandos Godsword for the flat defense reduction. If you do land a Dragon Warhammer special attack, it will reduce 30% of the Alchemical Hydra's defense, taking it down to level 70. Meanwhile, with the Bandos Godsword, you can hit a flat amount of upwards of 60 or more damage, reducing a ton of defense levels over the Dragon Warhammer. Following this is going to be Dragon Claws. Dragon Claws are very good DPS at the Alchemical Hydra. And last is going to be the Saradomin Godsword, and that is going to be if you want to extend your trips, more HP back, and prayer restoration. So that is going to do it for our melee gear progression for the Alchemical Hydra. Let's go ahead and move on to ranged. First up for ranged in our helmet slot, these are definitely going to have to be imbued if you're using ranged at the Alchemical Hydra, which is the preferred method. Slayer helmet imbued, followed by the black mask imbued for that bonus 15% to accuracy and damage using the ranged attack style on a Slayer task. Now with ranged, everybody knows that the Twisted Bow is the best in slot weapon at the Alchemical Hydra. And if you didn't know, well, now you do. So with the Twisted Bow, it works on a damage and accuracy multiplier based on your target's magic level, which would be also the magic defense or the magic defense bonus, whichever is higher. So with the Alchemical Hydra, it will cap outside of the Chambers of Xeric, giving you a max hit of 83 with 99 range and the Twisted Bow and using all of the goodies. So that is why all of the items that you're seeing here best in slot generally have to do with prayer bonus. Even without all the best in slot ranging items, if you're using the best in slot items that are considered for the Alchemical Hydra, you will still have the same DPS based on that damage and accuracy multiplier. So in your torso slot, the Crystal Plate Body is going to be your best in slot option due to the good prayer bonus that it gives. Following this is going to be the Armadillo Chestplate, followed by any Blessed D-Hide top, and then Black Dragon Hide in the last place spot. In the leg spot, it's going to be the same progression. Crystal Legs, followed by the Armadillo Chain Skirt, any Blessed chaps, and then Black Dragon Hide chaps. In the cape slot, our best in slot option here is going to be the maxed cape with the Vorkath's head added to it, or a ranging cape with the Vorkath's head added to it as well. This will give you a little bit of defense bonus as well as some additional prayer. Following that, if you don't have either of those, obviously if you're not maxed or have 99 range, Ava's Assembler is going to be your next option, and followed by the Ava's Accumulator. In our glove slot, Barrow's Gloves are going to be your best in slot option here, as they do give a little bit of prayer bonus, followed by any bracers, the Blessed D-Hide bracers there, and then the Black Dragon Hide Vambraces. Now for this, you can also have the option to use the Slayer Jewelry, which will either speed up or slow down your tasks, giving you kills that don't count towards your task or kills that count extra, whichever you prefer to do if you want to get the task over faster or you want to get it over with the most kills possible. In the boot slot, Devout Boots are going to be your best in slot option, followed by Pegasians, followed by Blessed D-Hide Boots. All three of these require the Kebos Korend Elite Diaries to be done once again so you can walk around on the ground there without taking damage. In your fourth option, Brimstone Boots, followed by Boots of Stone in the last place slot. In our weapons slot, Twisted Bow is going to be your best option, as I mentioned earlier. Now following this is actually going to be a combination of the Dragon Hunter Crossbow and the Toxic Blowpipe. What you'll want to do here is, if you have both of these weapons, you'll use the Dragon Hunter Crossbow down to 40% hit points on the Alchemical Hydra using the Dragon Ruby Bolts Enchanted, and then you will switch over to the Blowpipe for Adamant Darts or better, and this will give you your second best in slot DPS option. Following that is going to be the Toxic Blowpipe. Yes, it does actually out DPS the Dragon Hunter Crossbow if that's all you're using, and that is currently pre-nerf. We know that that might be coming, so this might not be viable in a little while, which I will update this if that is the case. And in the shield slot, if you are an Iron Man and some of these options aren't available to you, your shield progression is going to be the Twisted Buckler, if you're using any kind of crossbow, followed by the Dragonfire Ward, then the Malediction Ward. Following that is going to be the Armadillo Book of Law, and then the Blessed D-Hide Shield. Now you can also use a Dragon Hide Shield, Black Dragon Hide Shield, in place of the Blessed D-Hide Shield, but you will be missing that +1 prayer bonus. In the amulet slot, it is going to be the Necklace of Anguish for your best in slot option, followed by the Amulet of Fury. I highly recommend getting a Necklace of Anguish for the Alchemical Hydra. It will increase your DPS a very good amount, as well as give you some prayer bonus. So if you can, save up the money for a Necklace of Anguish and get that before you start the Hydra. It's one of the most needed items there. In the ring slot, Ring of the Gods Imbued is going to be your first option because of that nice +8 prayer bonus that you'll get from the Imbued option. Following that is going to be the Ring of Stone Imbued, does give prayer as well as a little bit of defense if you miss a prayer flick. Next is going to be the Archer's Ring Imbued, followed by the Brimstone Ring Imbued after that. And if you don't have any of those and you wasted your points on an Imbued Granite Ring, well, you can also use that if you want. In our ammunition slot, this might be a little confusing to look at. I will explain. Dragon arrows with the twisted bow. You're always going to want to use dragon arrows at the Alchemical Hydra. They don't cost that much more. They are a little pricier than, let's say, Rune or Amethyst, but trust me, spend the money. You will not be disappointed if you're using a twisted bow. Next up, with the Toxic Blowpipe and Dragon Hunter Crossbow combo, you're going to want to use Dragon Ruby Bolts Enchanted and Dragon Diamond Bolts Enchanted, and in your Blowpipe, Adamant Darts or better. If you're using nothing but the Blowpipe, it's going to be the Rada's Blessing into any other blessing will work. And for the Dragon Hunter Crossbow, just the Ruby Dragon Bolts Enchanted and the combination of the Dragon Diamond Bolts Enchanted. And last, for our special attack option, it is going to be the Toxic Blowpipe. The special attack is nice to have for some extra heals and a little bit more longevity on your trips. Alright everybody, that is it for the Alchemical Hydra's gear progression guide. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you didn't know something, I hope that you do now. So I always hope everybody learns stuff from my videos. If you learned something, let me know in the comments section below, or if you have any questions or comments, you can also leave those down there. I do try to get to everything that I possibly can. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up down below. And if you like the channel, you like content like this, you can tap that subscribe button on your way out. Really means a lot to me. With that, guys, I will see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody.